Well, g'day all, and thank you for watching. I'm going to replace the tyre on my bandsaw wheel here. The old one here snapped, and looking at it, it was going to snap again and again. You can see there's hairline cracks through there, which is plastic just about to snap, and it's right through. So the old one goes in the bin. Have a new one here. And I haven't seen many YouTube videos that show you how to put it on, so that's what I'm going to show you now. Right, so before I do put the tyre on, it's important that we get this really clean. Now, I do have the vacuum plugged in through the vent here, but I have recently just done some fine wood, and you can see it hasn't got it all. Look at that. So I'm going to give it a good clean. And then I'm going to replace both the tyres on both wheels. Even though the top one, the tyre is still on there, they're obviously the same age, so I'm going to replace them both. So I've given it a good sweep. Now I'm going to give it a vacuum out. Okay, that's all cleaned out now. I've loosened this off now, so you can see the saw itself is really loose, which is what we want. I've loosened that all off. I'm going to open this door here as well, which opens like that. Oh, there's more that needs cleaning in here. What on earth is that? So I'll get rid of that. So I'll clean in here as well now. Taking the screw out here so the blade can come out, although I won't need to do that. The blade is actually fine, so we'll keep that. And I'm just going to change the tyre. So when I'm cleaning it, I give it a good tap as well. You can see little bits of sawdust falling out there when you tap it. So I'll give that a good tap. Just make sure everything's fine. Yeah, it's even more sawdust falling out of there as I tap it. Thought I got it all. Anyway, I've taken the blade off the wheel, but still in situ, and off the wheel at the bottom here too, so I can put the tyre straight on. So I'm going to open the packet now and put the tyre on. So these ones are 6-inch tyres for my Ryobi hobby saw here, but you need to get the size that fits yours, and then I'm just going to slowly wrap it on around this wheel and stretch it so it fits on nice and tightly. Well, before I show you how I put the tyre on, I'm going to show you the tyre on, and then that'll give you an understanding of why it can be so difficult. So there is the tyre on. It's very snug fitting, as in it just wraps around the wheel. You don't want it to be loose, because otherwise it will flap and hit everywhere. There's not a lot of room at the top here, and there's plenty of room around the bottom here when you're putting it on. So now I'm going to show you how I did it. Okay, so the first step is you need to remove the old tyre if it hasn't come off already. So on the top wheel here, I've done the bottom wheel already, as you've just seen. The top wheel, the tyre's still on there. So I'm going to break that tyre and get it off. I'm going to try and do that with a flathead screwdriver and see if I can get underneath it and get it off. So there we go, I've got the flathead screwdriver underneath, and now I'm just going to flick it off like that, just by going around and getting it off. So obviously while you're doing this, be very careful, because you do have the blade here. You don't want to cut your fingers on that, and obviously make sure the power point's out as well. Right, so there we go. I'm just pulling it off as we go around. Make sure none of it gets left behind, as in it doesn't break and crack and leave bits there. And like the bottom tyre, the wheel rather, there's less room at the top. So there's my original tyre off now. Interestingly, the top tyre didn't have as much wear on it as the bottom tyre, and I'm not surprised by that, because the bottom tyre is where the wood sits. So when you're chopping things down, the blade goes down and it brings the wood into the bottom here. So it's really important to keep that clean, hence why the bottom tyre wore out first. So I'm going to replace both, like I said, and now I'm going to show you the easy way of putting it on. This is how it's come out of the packet. It is really stretchy, so the first thing I do is get it stretched back into it. It's like an elastic band that's been sitting there for a long time. It hasn't gone hard, but it needs to be warmed up or stretched. So get both hands into it and really give it a good stretch. That's the first step. So really put some strength into it so you can actually feel it stretch. If you can't feel it stretch, then you're not doing it strong enough. You won't snap it. But just do little bits. Don't go from one end to the other and pull it. Just that much and then pull. And then go that much and pull. Right, once you feel that your tyre has got a lot of stretch in it, probably need to do it again. So do it again, and then what we're going to do is make sure that this blade is out of the way. It's not going to upset us or injure us. So we'll just pull that out of the way like that. Doesn't have to be fully out. And then get 2 Phillips head screwdrivers. Why do I say Phillips head? Because they're smooth on the sides there. If you use a flathead screwdriver, it's a little bit rough on the side here for the band that I'm going to show you in a minute. And that's how we're going to get it on. This is my little trick. So looking at the wheel, there's not a lot of space at the top of the wheel, but there's plenty of space around the bottom of the wheel. So we're going to put it on at the top first and work on putting it on at the bottom second. So what I'm going to do is just rest it in position there on top. And if you push in, it'll fall into position like that. So we've stretched it. We're doing this quickly. And then what I'm going to do is put a Phillips head screwdriver in like that to keep it out. Now when I'm doing this, I'm going to put it on an angle like that, not straight, so that the tyre falls onto the wheel. Then on the other side, I'm going to put a Phillips head screwdriver on this side and also angle it out. Not like that, but out. So it pushes the tyre onto the wheel. So it pushes the tyre onto the wheel on both sides, and then we don't lose where we're up to. And then with them in place, I'm going to get my other hand and pull the bottom down over the end. So just in case I wasn't clear, I've got it on the top there. I've got my 2 Phillips head screwdrivers. The reason why I use Phillips head is when I pull them out, it's smooth, whereas if I used a flat head, it'll be quite rough on the tyre. We don't want to damage the tyre when we pull the screwdrivers out. I'll pull them out sideways, and then I'll pull this down. So if you have a person to help you to hold the screwdrivers, it'll be even easier. But once I've got the screwdrivers in place and held, I'll pull this down and stretch it over the end here as hard as I can, and it will go on. So there we go. I couldn't show you doing it because I've only got 2 hands, but there we go. I've got it over. Still got my screwdrivers in place. I haven't got it fully over. Make sure you get it fully over and in place. There's a little slot there, and it will slit into that slot there. So you can see here, it's in the slot at the top here, but not here. So if we just push that in a little bit, and you can see it's now in the slot. So now what I'm going to slowly do is carefully take the screwdrivers out, very carefully, because I do not want to damage the tyre, and make sure it doesn't fling up and hurt anyone. And now when we've got the screwdrivers out, I'll go around and make sure it's all in its tracks. So I'm going to turn this wheel, just make sure it's all in the tracks, go right around. There's a bit where it's not. You don't want to miss any bits at all. You can eyeball it, but I think it's better just to feel it and make sure that it's in, that it hasn't gone too far over or not in enough. That's looking really good. And there we go, we've got both tyres on now, as easy as that. Now I just put on the blade. I need to set this once I put the blade on, and we're done. So there we go. I've put the blade on the tyre and the wheel, and I'm turning the top wheel with my finger. Obviously the power is off, just to make sure that it's tight enough and then it doesn't go off the tyre. Shouldn't be touching the silver at all. It should be just on my yellow tyre. I didn't get a choice in colour, by the way. And the bottom wheel as well. The blade is on the tyre at all times, so there's an adjustment at the back of the top wheel that can adjust that if it does go towards the front or back. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, it really helps the channel. And don't forget to look at my other videos too. Lots of fun stuff here. Thanks again for watching.